And this is apparently how I dress at Christmas. Hi, I'm Amy from She Cooks She Eats, and today I'm going to show you how to make mince pies. Mince pies are a delicious British Christmas staple. I never really liked them until a few years ago when I discovered this recipe. I think it's the combination of buttery pastry and extra juicy filling that makes them so irresistible. I've made them a few times for friends and for families and for work colleagues, and they all love them. If you want to, you can absolutely buy your own sweet shortbread pastry. I'm certainly not going to judge you. However, I actually really prefer my mince pies with this pastry, and it's so easy to make. First of all, you want to sieve your flour into a bowl and then cube butter into it. Toss the butter cubes in flour so they don't stick to each other, and then rub in. Rubbing in is basically doing this with your fingers, pinching the butter and the flour together. Shake the bowl occasionally. This will bring the big lumps of butter across the top, and then just keep pinching. When it starts to get so that you go to pinch some of these big lumps of butter and it turns out they're just clumps of butter and flour, then you know it's ready. Dip the sugar into the bowl and then crack in an egg. Make your hand like this, like a mixer, put it in the bowl and do that. It should come together, and then you need to tip it out onto your work surface and knead it just like it was dough. Make it into a nice smooth ball, then wrap it in cling film and stick it in the fridge 20 minutes. That's all you need to do, and you end up with sweet, buttery pastry that's basically like shortbread. You're basically having a mince pie with the biscuits around. Now, your mincemeat. Once again, there is no judgment on anyone for buying their mincemeat. I bought my mincemeat, but if you're a clever soul who's made your own, then feel free to use that. But we're going to make our mincemeat extra special, and we're going to start by dicing an apple and stick it in the bowl. I've used a red apple purely because that's what I had in. Fairly small chunks, pop it in the bowl, and then mix well. Then add the finely grated zest of a lemon and stir. Set aside until your pastry is ready. Now we can start assembling our pies. You want to take a muffin tin and grease each of the holes. I'm using butter fry lights just because it's easy, but you can also use up the butter packet and just rub a little bit in. Then take your delicious smooth pastry and roll it out until it's about as thick as a pound coin. Take a nice big round cutter and just cut out some rounds of pastry. Then poke your pastry rounds into the muffin tin. If it doesn't look perfect, don't worry, no one's going to be judging you. And if anyone does judge you, quite frankly, they don't deserve a mince pie. Then fill each one with about a tablespoon and a half of mincemeat. Now we get to the final touch to make the mincemeat extra special. A segment of clementine or satsuma or any kind of citrusy orange fruit. This will kind of burst in the oven and cover your mincemeat in beautiful citrusy juice. It really makes a difference in making your mince pies extra delicious. Re-roll the pastry again and then use a smaller cutter to cut out some more rounds. These are going to be the lids of your pies, so obviously you want to make sure they're about the same size as your muffin cases. If you have any pastry left at the end, you can always cut out a shape to go on top. Like I'm going to use little hearts and have little hearts on top of my pies. I don't quite have enough pastry to make hearts for everyone, so I guess I'm just going to have to decide who I love most to see who gets a pie with a heart on it. Brush around the top of each pie with a little beaten egg and press the lid firmly on. Brush the whole thing with egg and then put your hearts on top. So I'm going to take a really sharp knife and just cut a little cross in the top of each pie. And then finally, one more coat of egg glaze. Nigella Lawson once said that egg glaze on pastry is like fake tan. I don't usually use a fake tan, but I think on pastry it really makes a difference. Then sprinkle with caster sugar and stick in the oven. You want to bake them for 15 to 20 minutes until they are golden brown, and then take them out. Do not try and eat them whilst they're still hot, however tempting they may be. The sugar will be hot and you will burn yourself. But as soon as they're cool, just sort of twist them in their little muffin case to get them out and serve. I hope you found that useful. If you make any mince pies yourself, then please send me a picture because I'd love to see them. See you next time. Bye!